Hello and welcome to the Wavy Tunnel Pro dashboard session. Swing trade setups for the week of June 1st, 2026. Hi, I'm Jody Samuels, and today we're going to go through the Wavy Tunnel Pro dashboard, look for setups, and create a watch list for us to follow for the week ahead. But first, we need to read the disclaimer that this presentation is for educational purposes only. Past performance does not equal future results. Please do not construe any information found here as advice or recommendation of any kind. You can lose money trading. If you cannot afford to lose money, you shouldn't trade. And remember to always practice with a demo or paper trading account with any new concept or strategy until you really get to know and understand the risk and reward potential. And for those of you that are listening to this recording and you do not have the Wavy Tunnel Pro dashboard scanner yet, this is your opportunity. The QR code is right there. You can scan it or go to wavytunnelpro.com/dashboard to watch the walkthrough video. I want to go through my weekly routine with you because I think it's important to have a routine. Many of you know that I am a trader's coach, and let's come up with the routine together for the Wavy Tunnel Pro dashboard. So what I do is I do this weekly. And for the first time, when you're creating your dynamic watch list, you want to set up your scan criteria, and we'll go through that with you. I'll show you how I set up the Breakout 4 watch list, which is what we're going to be looking for today. There are many Wavy Tunnel Pro setups, but we're going to be looking for the Breakout 4 watch list because that's the Breakout 4 is what we find after we have a significant correction. And that's what we want to do. We want to be buying the market. The market is strong, but we don't want to be chasing the market either. We want to find stocks that are at reasonable places, support areas that we've come down to that we can buy. And weekly, once we set up our dynamic watch list, this is what we do weekly. On the weekend, this is what I do. We check the updated Breakout 4 watch list. It's dynamic, so it changes daily. And then we check the symbols one at a time and narrow it down to a hot list. So I'm going to be doing that with you today. We're going to create the hot list for the stocks to watch for the coming week. And if you do have the dashboard, you will be able to look at the hot list when you open up your dashboard because I'm making it available to all of these subscribers. And then you write down notes on the symbols that show potential. And then you create the trade plan for a handful of symbols. And the trade plan can include buying the stock, buying the underlying, buying a call, selling a put, buying a vertical, so either a call debit spread or a put credit spread, and then you execute the trade. So this is our weekly routine. Now, before we bring over the dashboard and start to look for our scans, let me show you what the dashboard is based on. It's based on the market map. And you recognize Warren Buffett there, who says, be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. This is the 8-wave market cycle, the market map, I call it. And, you know, I'm an Elliott wave person, so looking at the market cycles, on the left, we have the trend. So the 5 waves up, followed by a major correction, an ABC correction. Very typically, at the top of the market, this is where traders get greedy. That's at point T. There's a lot of optimism and exuberance, and traders tend to load up. But that's the time when we need to be thinking, you know, this just is, we can hold the position for long, but we need an out in case it starts to go down. Or why don't we just lighten up here? So this is the place where we need to be taking profits as we continue to move up into the ozone, as I call it. And then we have a 3-wave correction down. And at this point, this is where the market is fearful, they're panicked, they're discouraged, and they tend to bail. And this is the exact moment where the breakout 4 kicks in. This is the breakout 4 trade. So these are the trades that we are going to be scanning for today and taking a deeper dive on those setups. On the left, we can see the market map mimicking the market map on the right. We have some moving averages on the left here. We have the purple moving averages, that's called the wave, and then the white moving averages, that's called the tunnel. So when the wave is above the tunnel, we're in an uptrend. You can clearly see that we have been moving up very, very nicely for this stock. And then we had a nice 3-wave correction down, and this is where the breakout 4 trade kicks in. So this is the end of wave C. Where you see the purple diamond, that's point T. Where you see the gray diamond, that's the breakout 4 trade. And this is automatic on the scanner. This is exactly from the dashboard scanner, the Wavy Tunnel Pro dashboard scanner. This is the beautiful chart it produces. So I want you to keep this picture in mind as we go and look through the charts, and we want to look for, narrow it down to ideal setups that we want to take advantage of. And that's what we're going to put on our hot list for this week's trades. So now we're going to bring over the dashboard. Now we're looking at the dashboard. Let's just start with the chart on the right. This is your setup for the breakout 4 trade. We have the purple diamond at the top, that's point T, and we do a beautiful correction down to below the tunnel. We get a gray diamond. This is your breakout 4 trade, ready, the end of the wave 4, ready for the wave 5 move up. And this is what we're scanning for. So let's start by setting up our dynamic watch list. Let's define our criteria. I want price to be greater than $25. I don't want to find stocks for less than $25. I want the volume to be greater than 1 million. I would like this to be optionable in case we take an option position, although we don't need to really filter for that, because if it's not optionable, we will know, and we won't be able to take an option position on that. So why don't we just leave the optionable unchecked? We want the daily trend to be up or neutral. And I'll explain that in a minute. We want the weekly trend to be up for sure. And we want the breakout 4 daily trade. We want to see the buy ready and the buy signals. And we want to see under 20 bars ago, under 20 bars. So we've just narrowed down the number of instruments from 4825 to 57 stocks, 57 stocks. We can narrow it down even more if we go under 10. Why don't we do that? Under 10. So now we've narrowed it down to 48 stocks, so under 10. Now I'm going to add the dynamic watch list, and we're going to call this breakout 4 daily. That's our dynamic watch list that we've just created. Perfect. So now we have 48 stocks. If I unfilter this by checking this and then go to find our breakout 4 daily, we should come back to our 46 stocks. Okay, 46 stocks. All right, now we have our setup. We have our dynamic watch list, and we want to be checking these stocks one by one. And when we're done, we're going to create a hot list of these stocks. And I've already created the name for the hot list. I call it 6126 Weekly Swing Trades. I am going to add all of these stocks into this weekly swing trade watch list, and I will give this watch list give all of the dashboard users access to this watch list. So let's get started. The first stock is Arch Capital Group. It's a daily. The one thing that I see right away is that I'm not interested in putting this in the watch list. Why? Because I see that this is vulnerable. This is not our ideal set up. The wave is beginning to cross down below the tunnel, and that means that we could even go lower. And if we put up the weekly chart, let's see what that's showing us. Yes, I mean we could trade lower. I just don't like how the daily is setting up. I don't like what it looks like, and that's what we're basing it off of, the daily. So I'm not going to put this on the hot list. Next one. Okay. Agree Realty Corporation. I'm not so fussed about this either because we didn't spend a whole lot of time in an uptrend before we had this correction. So this whole area right here is corrective to me. I want to see an ideal setup. Okay, this is more like an ideal setup. Amarin Corporation, AEE. This doesn't look bad to me. This just came up on the watch list right here. So I am going to add this. Obviously, we need to watch this for a bit because we don't have the confirmation yet that it's turning around, because this is the first time that it showed up on the watch list, but I am going to put this on the hot list. And let me see how I do this. I'm going to add AE to this weekly swing trades hot list. Next, AEP. Oh, this looks ideal. Look at this. We have a beautiful wave above the tunnel, and we have a beautiful three-wave correction down to below the tunnel. I'm going to put this on the watch list or on the hot list. AGI, Alamos Gold. This looks lovely as well. I'm going to put this on the hot list. Allison Transmission Holdings. This looks pretty nice as well. Why do I like it so much? I really like the fact that we had a nice extended move up, trend move up. By the way, the trend daily up and neutral just means that when the wave is above the tunnel, we're in an uptrend. If the wave somehow is touching the tunnel down at this part of the price action, then we're going to see the yellow horizontal arrow. It means that the wave is in the tunnel. It means it's neutral. So ideally, we want to see the wave above the tunnel on the daily chart. The weekly chart is a given that the wave is above the tunnel. This is the weekly, just so you know. And this is the way it looks. So we had a nice move up, and then we had a nice significant correction on the weekly. This is the weekly breakout 4 trade, and look at that beautiful move up. And now we've come back to the wave. So I like this. I like this. Let's put the daily back up, and let's add this to the watch list, the hot list. Next, AROC, Arch Rock Inc. Yes, this is really nice as well. I'm going to add this to the hot list. Academy Sports and Outdoors Inc. Not so much. Okay, this happened 7 candles ago, by the way, where price crossed the filter. So we moved higher, and now we're correcting down. Not so much. I'm not crazy about this because I don't like that we have not been in an uptrend for a very long time. This is not the ideal setup for me. So I'm going to pass on this. I'm going to pass on this as well because I just feel that the wave will come down to the will come down possibly below the tunnel. Let's look at the weekly on this one. Yeah. On the weekly, price is below the wave. And as soon as price gets below the wave on the weekly chart, I'm thinking it's quite possible that we can retrace a little bit, but then potentially going down to the tunnel. Like this is would be called the fill the gap trade. So I'm going to pass on this. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is put the dual chart view here, and I don't want the live chart below. I just want the linked symbol below, and I just want the daily up here and the weekly down here. I am going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of these panels for now because the real estate is pretty expensive and I just want to see price action at this point. So this is the weekly, and let's just put the indicators on the weekly. I'm not sure why the indicators are not on here yet, but let me just get them on. I'm not going to put this on. I'm just going to put here we go. Here we go. Okay, so now we can see the daily on top and the weekly on the bottom. That's really how I like to look at the charts because I want to see what the weekly, if the weekly is informing the daily. So I'm not going to put this on the watch list. Let's go on to the next one. AstraZeneca in the healthcare sector. So this doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. This looks actually, it looks okay as long as we hold these levels. This is a major, major support area if we look left. And we can see that over here as well on the weekly. This looks like really a reverse head and shoulders, doesn't it? And we have to watch this level very carefully because if we start to break down below, then we most likely will go down to the tunnel. But I'm going to stick this on the weekly swing trades hot list. Okay, next one, consumer cyclical, Burlington stores. I used to go shopping in Burlington and Connecticut. Okay, let's have a look at this. Yeah. And I think this is okay. This is pretty modest bull trend, very modest. So we're not excessively moving higher. So this could be an area of support, but we've already moved up. We're up here at this point. So I'm just going to leave this for now. Next. Chub. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. I'm going to put this on the hot list. The weekly looks good as well. We're right into the wave. So daily trend up, weekly trend up. I'm going to put this on the hot list. CCEP. Let's see what this is. So notice here that the daily trend is neutral. It's yellow. That means that the wave is in the tunnel here. I'm going to leave this alone for now. This has gone down way too many times. We've got to hold this level for us to start to move higher. We could do, but it does look like on the weekly anyway that we have broken down below the wave and we could trade lower. So let's just leave this for now. CMS. Yeah. I'm going to leave this as well. The wave looks awfully close to crossing down below the tunnel on the daily chart. Costco. Okay, the weekly looks okay. We're at the bottom of the wave. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep this on the watch list. We do need a few more daily candles to see if we hold this level and start to trade higher. I'm going to just stick this on the hot list. Okay, next one, Deere and Company and Industrial. This looks very nice. This looks very nice. Yeah. So we've already had confirmation. We got 7 diamond here. This means that the buy signal has already appeared. And let's put this on the hot list. Okay. Duke Energy. Duke Energy, Duke Energy. Yeah, no. I'm going to leave this for now. I think we're just going to stick with the daily trends that are up. So in fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip the sideways trends, the neutral trends. Consolidated Edison. Yeah, this looks okay. I'm going to stick this on the hot list. Oh, no, I'm going to skip the next two. Okay, let's go to the next page. And FDX, let's look at FedEx. FedEx, oh, we have this gap here. Look at this. We have this gap. We came all the way down. No, I'm going to leave this alone. We need this to fill out, and I need to see some price action over the next few days to see what happens here. I'm going to leave it alone. The weekly doesn't even look that great. Looks like it's coming down. Okay, General Motors. All right, this is an example where General Motors happened 9 candles ago, so we're going to just leave this alone. This is when the ready appears, when we get the gray diamond, and when we close above the filter and it starts to move already, we have to leave it alone now because we've already started to move up. Although, I mean, it's looking pretty nice. We could still keep this on the watch list and just see if we have any retracement down to this level. We could do that. Yeah, why don't we do that? Okay, next, we're going to leave this alone because the daily trend is sideways. Next, okay. Yeah, let's see. Not bad. I'd like to see a few days of confirmation. We can put this on the watch list or on the hot list. Okay. HAS, Hasbro. We have a nice uptrend followed by a nice 3-wave correction down right into the daily wave, into the weekly wave as well. Okay, this is interesting because this has come from a downtrend. Like we had a significant move down, move lower on this, and we just now crossed above the tunnel and we're showing some kind of strength on the weekly. I'm going to keep this on the watch list. Okay, I'm going to skip the next two because the dailies are sideways. IMAX, Communication Services. Let's have a look at this. So this happened, the buy signal occurred 7 candles ago. So you can see this up here. We've already started to pop. We can still keep this on the watch list, but we need it to come back down and really maybe almost fill the gap. Here's a gap. Okay, this is probably on earnings. I'm gonna let this go. Next, KMT, KMT, KMT. I'm going to open this up and have a look at it. Going back, I want to see. Okay, so we started down here. The new swing move came up, came down, and then we got the purple semaphore up here, and then we have a three-wave correction down here. Let's put up the weekly. Yeah, when you look at the weekly, this looks very, very sideways, doesn't it? Looks very sideways. Chop around the tunnel, chop around the tunnel. I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to leave this one alone. Don't love it. All right, we're skipping KR. We're going down to LNG. Let's look at LNG. This isn't bad. I'm going to put this on the watch list. I like the way the weekly looks. The wave is nicely situated above the tunnel, and this is a correction down into the wave. And of course, we have the breakout 4 trade on the daily. Utilities, NEE. Let me open up the daily chart. This isn't bad, actually. This is not bad. We need we need a few days of confirmation for this to see where we're at, but I'm going to stick this on the watch list. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, next, NGG. Yeah, this happened 8 candles ago. So we got this, the buy ready happened over here. We moved up and then we came down. So we're hovering at this level. We could break below it. We could hold here and move higher. We have to wait and see. I'm just going to leave this alone for now. Next. NTR, NTR, NTR. Yeah, this wave has just started to cross the tunnel on the way up. So it's really been a lagger all along. It's been bearish until recently. I'm going to leave this alone. Next. I'm going to leave this alone because of the weekly chart. It's chop around the tunnel. It's defensive. It doesn't have a strong weekly trend. OGE Energy Corp. Not bad. This isn't bad. I'm going to keep this on the watch list. This looks very sideways to me. So we could turn around and start to move up again. The weekly chart doesn't look terrible. So let's just keep an eye on this one. Okay, I think we're going to leave this alone because the wave is in the tunnel on this one. PLAB. Oh, we had a very strong move down. This must have been on earnings. We're going to leave this alone. Okay, Sempra. This doesn't look so bad on the daily and the weekly. We'll put this on the watch list. And we have a few more to do, just 6 more to do. Actually, just 2 more to do if we just look at the ones where the daily and the weekly trends are up. Okay. So this was another one, Terex, where we had the signal 9 candles ago, where we had the ready 9 candles ago, and then we had the signal, and then now we're retracing. We're at a significant area of support on the weekly. We can put this on the watch list. And the last one is XEL, and then we're going to take a look at the watch list that we've created. This isn't bad. Okay, I'm going to stick this on the watch list as well. This is a new ready. It's just ready. So we have to watch this to make sure that we're not making a new low, and we need some consolidation and maybe a move above the filter for the signal. So let's stick this on the watch list. Okay, so we just created the watch list. Let's have a look at it. Let's see how many stocks we have on it. So this is the 6-1 weekly swing trades. This is for the breakout 4 trade, and we have 19 stocks on this list. 19 stocks. Okay. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to send you this watch list, send everybody who is subscribed to the dashboard. I'm going to send you the watch list, and it would be a good idea to look at this daily and to see if we can take any trades on this hot list. So that's all I wanted to cover today. We're going to do this weekly, and we're going to look for different setups, and we're going to find trades, create a hot list, and then I'm going to send you all the hot lists that we've created together. So before I close, I just want to remind you that if you do not currently have the dashboard scanner, this is where you can try it out for a month. You can watch the walkthrough video, and wavytunnelpro.com/dashboard is where you can find this page with the walkthrough video, or you can scan the QR code. Thank you very much. Scan, spot, strike, your position engine for finding opportunities. We will see you next week.